Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters. I'm gonna leave my hair looking like a rat's nest and leave this random IV drip in the background for the dramatic effect. Yeah, you're supposed to like really feel these and they're supposed to feel great, but like that has not been my experience. So how is it that I'm at the hospital making a video? First off, I'm in a room alone. Second off, I don't have too many other things to do. And third off, I kind of wanted to document this to like kind of remember my experience here. And yeah, likely I'm not going to be doing one of these tomorrow because I'm actually getting induced tomorrow. Basically what happened is that I'm not that important in the grand scheme of things, and they probably have some other stuff going on, like some C-sections and stuff that is like more important than me at this point. So I didn't really sleep that much last night, so I'm going to pray that I actually have a good night of sleep tonight, because, which honestly is so great, because one of the things that I know about labor being, like, not a good experience is if you go into it super exhausted, you can get fatigued really easily and, like, give up and give into the pain meds, which I'm trying really hard not to do. So, I came here at, like, 7 a.m., my friend dropped me off on her way to work. That was very nice. I brought all my stuff, which includes like a few books, a speaker, my computer obviously, and what else is even in there? One change of clothes, some baby clothes, and some notebooks and stuff. Yeah. And okay, so basically I got here, and the whole point of this was like, if there's a problem, then they're gonna keep me. Either way, they wanted to keep me, and the thing I'm telling myself is that I'm not in the US, so it's not going to cost me like $1 million to be staying here. They're also giving me free food, and this place is somewhat air conditioned. It's not air conditioned at the US level, but it is air conditioned. So I'm like, okay, cool. Although today looked like a nice day, and I kind of wish I could have gone to the beach, but at the same time it was really hot, and would I have really made it to the beach? Don't know. I mentally didn't have anything scheduled after today because I knew that getting induced was a high probability. So essentially, I get here, and the first thing that they do is bring me into a room, and then they're like, we're going to monitor your heart rate and the fetal heart rate, and that was all fine and dandy. And then they're like, wait here. And then they're like, okay, go see the doctor. And then I go and see the doctor. And then, you know, they have to check some stuff. I apparently am like already dilated, which needs to start happening before you're going to give birth, but I'm having no contractions. So that was something that happened with my friend, like in reverse, where she was not dilating, but she had contractions. So this is still a thing. I don't know why this is happening. 1 in 3 women apparently need to get induced, and a lot of this has to do with the fact that older women are having kids, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I old? And then she's like, not really. Honestly, maybe that's what's going on, though. I mean, according to her, no. Then they do this thing where they scrape the membranes, which is also supposed to, like, start contractions, and that, like, did not happen either. There are other ways to induce labor, like some balloon thing, but I'd say the most common one is the Pitocin, which mimics oxytocin. Honestly, from what I understand, it kind of sucks because it can make your labor a lot harder and like make you want to get an epidural, which I was trying to avoid because I really want to do a water birth, and you can't do an epidural if you're doing a water birth. So there's all that, and then they're like, okay, hold on, we're gonna decide what to do. And this is at like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 a.m. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna induce you. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, yeah, like that's gonna happen. And I'm like, can I take a nap? And they're like, sure, because I was really worried about not having enough energy at this point. Then I had my first friend come, and then instead of inducing me, they're like, we're gonna give you some fluids, wrong side, right here, which is literally like just IV. The problem was you get a lot of swelling while you're pregnant, so like they couldn't find my veins, so I ended up getting stabbed like in a bunch of places. This one really hurts. This is gonna turn really black and blue and hurt for a while. I also got stabbed over here, but then here's the actual port. Honestly, this all grosses me out so much I can barely explain. Like, do I have to sleep with this port? That's kind of nasty. I don't want to look at that. Good thing I have long sleeves on. These are the hospital gowns they give you. Also, before I thought they were going to induce me, I was like, ew, I smell. Let me go take a shower. So that's how I ended up in a hospital gown. There are some more disgusting details I can mention, but I'm going to spare my audience here. Like, there are all these ways you're supposed to, like, induce labor. Cleaning was one of them. And it clearly didn't work for me. I was cleaning, like, every day. Sauna was one of them. Contrary to what American doctors say, with not being supposed to go in the sauna when you're pregnant, I was going in the sauna, like, religiously twice a week up until this point for the last month. Anyway, whatever. So, they gave me this IV thing. And then I was starving myself all day because essentially sometimes when they give you Pitocin, you might need to get a C-section. So if they're going to perform surgery, they want you to have not eaten. So it would have depended how the baby was reacting to the Pitocin. So they didn't feed me until like 7 p.m. and I hadn't eaten since like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. It was terrible. That was like the worst part so far. I'm sure it's going to be worse tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm trying to like line up all my friends tomorrow because I have like 3 different support people. And so I'm trying to get them to do shift changes. I kind of want my baby to be born on 7/25/25. I think that sounds cooler than 7/24/25, but whatever. It's just because I like numbers divisible by 5. I mean, I guess 7/24/25 sounds kind of cool because it sounds like a ladder, like 24/25, whatever, doesn't matter. And yeah, so they gave me some food. Prior to that, I had walked around and like I got some coffee and then I also got this Coke. I'm not like the biggest soda drinker. Alexandre, which is funny because Santere is like the Alexander name, but I never heard Alexandre, but whatever. So anyway, I feel like I have like at least 3 friends named Santere. It's like a name, yeah, here in Finland. Yeah, so I, with my one friend, walked around, got coffee, got this Coca-Cola, talked to a few of my family members in between all that. Then, as one support person came, the other support person left. I was supposed to have my 3rd support person come, but then I told her, just wait until tomorrow because we're not doing anything today. So, basically I ate, then I ate again. Pretty much felt like I was like bulimic and binging at that point because I was scared of when I was going to get to eat next. So they gave me some food and then apparently there was like some like coffee and tea and like a bunch of fruit. And they actually give you cold cuts here. Like, you know, in the US it's like pregnant people shouldn't eat lunch meat. Not here. So I did that and then that's kind of it. Now I think I might try to go to sleep, but of course it's like super bright outside and there's a window right there, so that's not really helping. I actually have some annoying clerical things I need to do. My like homeowners insurance company from the US called me today and the call weirdly went through somehow and they were wanting to know whether my homeowners insurance was bundled into my mortgage, which I understood it was, and then they basically were like, oh yeah, it is. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I wasn't like, hey, I'm in labor at the hospital, although low-key I wanted to be. Also, the company that handles my disability, like with my job, also emailed me and was like, what's your date of admission? What kind of delivery did you have? Because if you have a C-section, you get more time off of work. It does not mean I want one, for sure not. But yeah. And then what was the 3rd thing? Like when the baby was born. And I was like, I have been admitted today. The rest are TBD. So that's what's going on. But yeah, so eventually they got to this point where they were like, you're too low priority and we have other things going on, so we're just going to induce you in the morning. And I was like, okay, cool. So now I get to sleep. Thank God. I'm like pretty excited about that. And I don't know. I mean, the one thing is I have air conditioning and then I don't have to worry about how to get to the hospital anymore, which was always a big concern of mine because I literally just went feeling fine and now I'm just going to stay here. I really wanted to labor at home also for a bit. It's not going to happen either. So, you know, this is kind of how birth goes, which is that it does not go according to your plan at all. So at some point you're just like, it is what it is, which I think is why I had a hard time planning for it because I'm like, you're in so much pain, you don't even know what's going on anyway. You could probably put like any person around me and I would just like not even pay attention because like I know I'm going to be like so out of it. It's just a lot of like you know, breathing and dealing with it. I'm like, look, man, I've dealt with a lot this year. It's probably going to be a cakewalk. I mean, it's going to suck, but whatever. So that's it. But I just wanted to remember what today was like, which is that it was very uneventful. And I'm already like, how the heck am I not going to go stir crazy sitting in the house with a baby for 2 weeks after this? I'm probably just going to not do that and just go outside and hope my baby's fine. Or just go sit on the balcony. I mean, I know you're like physically in a lot of pain for at least some time, and then you're fine, and then I'm probably just going to go for walks all the time. Plus, I have a lot of people who want to see the baby, so I'm sure I'll be entertained in that sense. But yeah, that's everything that's going on today. And now I'm going to upload this and then get ready for bed and try to go to sleep at like 9 or 10, which is abnormal for me, but I'm going to be woken up at 8, so if I can get 10 hours of sleep, that sounds pretty good. Okay, well, that's everything I have, and I will leave that until next time. All right, bye.